Welcome to St. Mark Ocean Park Family, Youth, and Children Time. Today, we're exploring a story about Mary. Not Mary, the mother of Jesus, but Mary who lived with her brother Lazarus and sister Martha. You've probably heard stories about Mary and Martha, both of whom loved Jesus. Martha would work very hard to make sure all Jesus' needs were met when he visited, and Mary would sit and listen intently to all Jesus had to say. You may have heard about Lazarus, who died despite all his sisters could do to care for him. They had sent for Jesus, but Jesus delayed, and when he arrived, Lazarus was already dead. Martha met Jesus and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus said to Martha, "Your brother will rise again." When Jesus came upon Mary, she said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus said to Mary, "Your brother will rise again." And Jesus, upon arriving at the tomb where Lazarus' body was laid, yelled, "Lazarus, come out!" The man who had died came out, bound hand and foot with wrappings, and his face was wrapped around with cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." We will talk more about that story another day. But for now, we're going to focus on Mary. Just imagine Mary, just an ordinary woman, and how she felt when she saw Jesus again. I was so excited. It was 6 days before the special celebration called Passover. Our friend and teacher Jesus was in Bethany to visit me and my sister Martha and my brother Lazarus. I had already loved Jesus, but when he had raised Lazarus from the dead, I knew he was our Savior. I loved him so much. When Jesus arrived, we had already been busy preparing a dinner. We invited others to share the meal and to hear Jesus speak. My sister Martha worked especially hard in the kitchen to finish preparing the dishes. They smelled so good, and I know they will taste wonderful. I stood for a moment by the door. In my hands was a pot filled with oil. The oil is made from a nearby plant. I took most of this expensive aromatic oil, and I sat quietly at Jesus' feet. I anointed or spread the oil over his feet. I knew his feet were tired after all the travel, and I'm sure he welcomed my gift. Jesus smiled at me with such kindness and love. I then wiped his feet dry with my hair. There was quiet as we all breathed in the fragrance of the perfumed oil. I startled when Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' disciples, the one who was going to betray him, said angrily, "Why wasn't this oil sold for 300 silver coins and the money given to the poor?" I felt sad. I thought what I was doing was a great gift for the Savior and the healer of my brother Lazarus. Jesus did not say he knew that Judas said this, not because he was concerned about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money box, Judas would steal the money that was entrusted to him. This must have made Jesus sad, but we didn't know about this, not until later. Then Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She has kept it for the day of my burial." My heart sang with joy, and I looked up and smiled. But I was puzzled and a little scared because Jesus then said, "For you will always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me." I did not understand what he was saying. I didn't know that it would not be long before he was hung on a cross. Martha and I looked at each other. We were puzzled. I listened carefully as Jesus continued. "When she poured this oil on my feet, she did it for my burial. She did it out of love and to honor me. I tell you the truth. Wherever the gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also be told in her memory." I wanted to sit with Jesus and have him explain what he meant. I smelled the sweet oil on my hair and felt both happy and sad. I mulled his words that he would not be with us forever. Let's look more closely at the gift and its significance. The oil was probably myrrh or nard. It was quite expensive oil, and it was put inside a valuable container. The jar of oil may have cost a whole year's wages. Obviously, the gift was very important to her. It may have been saved to give as a dowry. A dowry is a gift from a bride's family to her new husband's family. Oh, a dowry was very important then. If that were true, then maybe the family would not have a gift great enough to give, and she may not get married. We don't know if Mary understood that Jesus was going to die, but we do know she was incredibly grateful that he had given life to her brother. Jesus was her friend and teacher. Mary washed his feet. They would be dirty and the skin dry from all the travel on the dusty roads, and she wiped them with her hair, her long, beautiful hair. Her gift was an offering showing her trust in him. She placed her life and future in his hands without a thought for herself. Perhaps she knew more than we are told. What is your gift to Jesus? And what does it cost?